This is a short presentation on learning tools and teaching strategies. A lot of research has been conducted around the topic of student achievement. Research findings from Marzano, Reeve, and others add to our understanding. 3 key points are clear. Research tells us that teacher conversation, professional dialogues, and clear criteria for evaluation both improve student achievement. Clear focus for student learning improves achievement, and incremental and intentional teaching toward goals improves student achievement. This graphic, developed by the Purpose Center, shows a scaffolded path from teacher planning of curriculum and instruction to assessment and evaluation. Moving from the teacher developing classroom-level learning goals based on Minnesota standards through the development of assessments, all of the artifacts from the student's learning are collected and used to evaluate the quality of student learning and the success of learning tools and teaching strategies. It all fits like a glove, don't you think? So how do we define learning tool and teaching strategy? A learning tool is something a student does or uses in the process of learning. A teaching strategy is something a teacher does or uses in the process of teaching to support the student's use of the learning tool. It's that simple. Bob Marzano looked at classroom instruction that works and saw that there were a number of categories of teaching strategies that can be used in the classroom. Some of those strategies included teachers having students identify similarities and differences, summarizing and note-taking, reinforcing and providing recognition, and having students do homework and practice. He also categorized teaching strategies around cooperative learning, strategies around non-linguistic representations, setting objectives and providing feedback, strategies for generating and testing hypotheses, and strategies for cues, questions, and advanced organizers for students. Learning tools and teaching strategies are actually nested together. So for an example, a teacher delivers a lecture, a teaching strategy. The student follows with a Venn diagram to compare and contrast information, which is a learning tool while they are listening. Or the teacher shows a video, a teaching strategy, and the student completes a reflective viewing guide, learning tool, while they're watching it. Teaching assigns a chapter in a text, which is a teaching strategy, while the student creates a graphic organizer of facts, the learning tool, while they are reading. A learning tool is something a student uses to work through big ideas, concepts, or processes while demonstrating his or her thinking, planning, and decision making. When using a strong learning tool, each student will most often arrive at his or her own right answer or create a unique product. Worksheets usually ask students to arrive at the same answer. Step-by-step directions to create identical products with small variations are not usually true learning tools. So what makes a strong learning tool? This is a checklist of qualities that could be used as criteria for creating a strong learning tool. You might want to ask yourself, is your learning tool including customized steps to help students reach learning goals? Create observable evidence of learning? Does your tool clarify what students know and don't know? Or allow you, the teacher, to see or hear and intervene when students don't understand? Does your learning tool focus learning and help support students as they work toward that learning? Does it lead to and connect with other tools in the process of meeting the larger learning goals? Strong learning tools will also help students synthesize knowledge and meaning, can become building blocks that enable students to step into and through difficult concepts or processes to reach those predetermined learning goals. They can be pathways that lead to depth and clarity in learning and add to the meaning making in the classroom. Not all learning tools will satisfy all the criteria, but generally speaking, the more criteria a learning tool satisfies, the stronger the learning tool. A learning tool may have only one step, as above, or multiple incremental steps, as to the right, to scaffold the support necessary for students who have no previous experience, knowledge, or skill to call upon when meeting classroom-level learning goals based on the requirements of standard benchmarks. Some classroom learning goals may also require multiple learning tools. Let's apply what you know. From the list below, which are the teaching strategies and which are tools used by students? Well, how did you do? This is how I saw teaching strategies. I put mine in a darker bold blue font and the learning tools. But of course, sometimes I thought to myself, it depends. Did that happen to you? Liz Lerman, besides her impressive resume, is also a very wise educator. Liz says that if you feel resistance from your students when they are learning something new or asked by you to try out and apply a new skill, chances are that the resistance is about the students still needing more knowledge or practice. A learning tool you design for them may be the bridge that they need to have in order to be successful. I found this to be valuable wisdom when I was working with my classes. To conclude, one way to think about learning tools and teaching strategies is in the construction of a brick wall. The learning tools are the bricks, the real and tangible work that the students do in the classroom. The teaching strategies are the mortar, the support and instruction that you offer the students so that they can use the tools appropriately. The mortar holds the bricks securely in place and allows the walls of learning to grow higher and higher. We also have other resources for you to explore. Please refer to similar VoiceThread presentations that explain the development of, alignment of key teaching and learning components, unpacking standards and benchmarks, learning goals, assessment activities, and evaluative criteria. You can also refer to the following website for more information about learning tools and teaching strategies. Hopefully this short presentation has been helpful.